Welcome everyone, this is Megan Hagedorn from the Marks Group Live. Excited to be here today teaching working with approval rules and processes in Zoho CRM. After this training is over, please feel free to email us at support@marksgrouplive.com for any questions on this subject. Please be sure to rate this class as well. It's going to help out your fellow Zoho users and allow us to improve our video library. So here are some of the main points we'll be discussing today. Approval rules are used when a record requires approval based on certain criteria. So in the example we're going to go through today, it's going to be deals greater than 10K. Approvals can be sequential or simultaneous. So if you have a list of 5 people that need to approve this, this record, we can either send out all 5 approvals at once or approval requests at once to all 5 of those people, or we can say it has to go through person A first, then person B upon person A's approval, etc. Finally, you can configure email notifications and tasks to notify approvers and record owners. So you can notify approvers and record owners upon rejection or approval. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right. So we've got our Zoho home screen here. We're going to go over to this little setup area. And from here, we're going to click on approval processes. So the difference between an approval process and an approval rule, approval process is the kind of main process here, so for lack of a better word. So we're going to add an approval process, and then we can apply multiple approval rules within this process. So I'm going to click on deals, and we're going to say deals over 10K. We're going to execute this on record creation, or you can select record edit. And then once we've created the process, we're going to create our first rule. And again, you can have multiple rules in here. So first rule could be deals over 10K, and then the second rule could be deals over 20K, and that would require even more approvals. So our first criteria that we need to specify is the deal amount needs to be greater than or equal to $10,000. Nope. All right. Then the next step is who should approve this. So from here, we can either select users, roles, groups, levels, or managers. So I'm just going to select users for this, but know that if you have like a vice president group or role even, you can select it based on that, just as an example. So we're going to say both of these guys need to approve this. Both the admin and the general user. And I put these in a specific order because I want to show you what it looks like to the approver. So we are logged in as TMG Live admin, so we're going to be able to approve a test record here. We can also select anyone needs to approve this from this list, or everyone needs to approve this from this list. And the order, we also need to specify this as sequential or parallel, and that was what I was kind of alluding to in the takeaways for this little class. If you're not quite sure what this is talking about, you can actually hover this little information button and it'll display kind of a graphic for both sequential and parallel. But we're going to leave this as sequential. And then we can assign a task from here. We already have a task created for this. Please review deal. And we can preview that. But feel free to create a task to whatever you need. So we're going to save and associate this. And then we can select actions upon approval. So upon approval, we can actually update a field. We can, so we're going to do that real quick. We have a approval date field that we created. This is a custom field. So we can specify the value of the first approval to the execution day, and then the value of the second approval as the execution day. And this would update this single field 2 times, once for each approval. After the final approval has been received, we can assign a task, send an email notification, call webhooks, or call functions. We can send a email notification. Again, we have a email notification that we've created already for this, but it's easy to create email notifications using this button right there. So we're going to associate that. We can assign a task, proceed with deal, or deal has been approved, please proceed. Again, that's something that we created custom, so feel free to create a custom task to whatever you need there. So these are all actions upon approvals, upon each approval, and then the final approval. And then finally, we need to specify actions upon rejection. We can send an email notification here. I don't know if we have, there we go, deal rejected. Again, this is something that we created for the purpose of this, this class. And then we need to specify who to send this email to. We can send it to select users, the requesters manager, everyone approved, or requesters manager and everyone who approved it. If we leave it as select users, it's going to send it to the requester. We can also update a field, again, or call webhooks or call functions. So that's all you need to set up an approval rule within an approval process. I'm going to save this, and then we're going to go ahead and open up a actually I shouldn't open up. We're going to create a new deal for this, just because that approval process we just created applies when a deal is created. So test deal. Let's see. The account name. We're going to do XYZ company. We'll add a closing date at the end of the month. We'll just say it's in the qualification stage. And the deal amount, we're going to say $20,000. And we'll save it. Okay, so since we specified that this user that we're logged in as is the first to approve any deals that need approval per our approval process, when we open up this deal, we're going to see waiting for your approval, and I believe we should be getting a task assigned to us. It's not wanting to load, but this would have a task assigned to us as well. So we can respond by clicking this button, and we can either approve, delegate, or reject. Once we click approval, we see some actions here. Please review deal. But once we have approved this as the first person in the approval process, we're going to see waiting for approval when we open this deal up again, and when we hover over this, we're going to see who needs to approve it next. Okay, so to review, approval rules are used when a record requires approval based on criteria. That criteria can be specified as approval rules. An approval process, again, is the kind of overarching process that the rules are nested under. So you can have multiple rules for a single process. Approvals can be sequential or simultaneous, and you can also only have one person need to approve it or everybody that you specify need to approve it. And then we can configure email notifications and tasks to notify approvers and record owners for every step in the process. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you've enjoyed this class today. Please check out our video library for other tips and training videos just like this one. If you have suggestions for other classes or how to adjust this class topic, please email us at support@marksgrouplive.com. You can also email us for questions about this video or any other questions you might have about Zoho at support@marksgrouplive.com. Thanks so much for watching.